Survival. Continuing longer than another person or thing. You gotta take risks. The key is to stay in the game. Survival of the fittest. You're either predator or you're prey. My wife.
Where is she now?
Where I left her.
First of all, congrats on the movie.
Yeah.
I've watched it a couple of times this week. And you were an extra in your mom's second feature, I believe, I'm Not Here, and you've stepped up to a supporting role here. Can we expect to see you in a leading role in the next movie if you're good at home?
Exactly. If I do the chores, yeah, no, I would love to. She's actually working on a few different scripts at the moment, so we'll see what happens. I don't know.
And how have you found it, as a learning experience as a young actor with, obviously you've got a lot of experience from both your parents, and in particular your dad, JK, as an actor. What's that been like for you?
It's been incredible. I mean, being on set with both of them was the learning experience of a lifetime, and I think it was at a really great time in my life too. I was in the middle of college. I took a year off to sort of focus on this movie, and I think it really propelled me in the right direction and sort of cemented, which I already knew, but it definitely cemented that I would love nothing more than to be an actor, and that I really need to fully pursue this, which I have been doing ever since. So it was, I mean, I learned so much. I can't even tell you. Yeah.
JK's character is very abrupt and unpredictable, and as the film sort of progresses, don't really want to give anything away, we find out that there's a reason for his sort of mental health break, and it addresses in terms of his condition, his mental health condition, as well as Miranda's, your on-screen stepsister, and that's all stemming from past trauma. And we see her dealing with anxiety and employing some sort of coping techniques like counting things throughout the film. Is that something that you guys as the cast had all kind of got together and speak about? Because obviously it's a highly relevant subject matter to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think in terms of the mental health conversation, that was definitely something that was more prevalent in the director-actor relationships, and not necessarily something that we would all sort of gather to talk about, because I think everybody's personal relationship with mental health is what was most important. So like, for example, Isabel and Michelle, the director, my mother, they would have a lot of intense conversations about stuff like that, and I would have conversations with her about that, and it really is more of a, I guess, more of a personal thing, because everybody's journey in the film is so different.
Okay, cool. Again, obviously, it's going to. I expect it's going to be a running theme for you about your family on this
Yeah.
movie. Funnily enough, now I understand that your brother Joe composed the music for the film, and with the fact that basically the whole family are working on or have worked on this project, did you all sort of ultimately go your own separate ways and work on your own specific jobs, or was there a lot more of a collaborative effort and support between all four of you?
It was super collaborative. I mean, certainly between actor and director, but also between Joe and I, because there is in the UK trailer, the song that's featured in it is a song that I wrote and performed, and then Joe, my brother, he produced it. So we worked together on that. You know, we recorded everything in his closet. And yeah, in terms of the working with my mom, I mean, she was, of course, very collaborative, and working with my dad as well. We all just worked really well together and had the best time doing it.
Yeah, I hadn't spotted that one, so that's brilliant. I'm gonna have to go back and revisit that as well now to
Yeah.
see. What's the name of the song? Do you
It's
remember?
called This Is What Matters, and it's featured in because there's a couple different trailers, but it's
Yeah,
the signature and voltage trailer. Yeah.
I'll go back and have a look. Brilliant, thanks.
Yeah.
Um, again, about kind of having all your family involved. What about the kind of writing process as far as that goes? Because your mother has been sort of writing for yourself and obviously JK, and it's not the first obviously film he's done with her. Um, are the characters more tailored in that script to fit yourself, your father, or is it again a little bit more generalized?
With respect to Emily's character, when she and her writing partner Carolyn first started writing it, the part was going to be much smaller, and they were sort of it was going to be much smaller, and then it started getting bigger as they kept writing, and so they said, well, you're going to have to audition for this because this is a much bigger part than we expected. So then I did audition. The casting director didn't know that I had any relation, and she picked me, which was a really cool, validating moment for me as well. But then with respect to my dad, she definitely always had him in mind. And I hope his character is not a reflection of him. It's definitely like a very wildly different character than he is in real life. No, but yeah, I mean, she certainly wrote parts that she was hoping that we would play so that we could all get to work together.
Cool. Your dad looked in his element riding around on that bike. Is he a biker? He just looked very, very comfortable, completely natural to him.
He is not. He's not a biker. I'm gonna attribute a lot of that to his wonderful stunt double.
Oh, well, he's pulled it off very well because my
Yeah.
colleague and I were talking about it earlier and it was like, yeah, he looks really relaxed. He looks like a seasoned pro. So stunt double, damn.
He'll love to hear that though. He'll get a kick out of that. That's awesome.
In terms of your character, it's you're saying obviously your part group. One of the things I thought that maybe you from like a personal standpoint may have been a little bit frustrated by was not being able to properly get stuck into the action. You see, obviously, Miranda's character, she's running here, there, and everywhere, and you're in the background and you organise at one point a search party. Again, I just want to be careful of spoilers, but like
Thank you.
you get out there in the wilds, and then you're like, yeah, no, we better go back now. Were you a little bit frustrated that you weren't able to kind of catch some of those action beats that everybody else were getting involved in on?
Well, I mean, again, without spoiling too much, I do have a taste of the action, and honestly, I thought it was really great because it's kind of the perfect blend of both worlds. I have the sort of like sleuthy, like, ooh, what are we gonna do next? And then I also do get a little bit of taste of the action. And there is a scene where we're walking through the woods and it's night and it's kind of spooky. So I feel like that sort of fulfilled my desire to be in the action per se.
Um, and again, I've got to be really careful, but where you finally all come together towards the climax of the film, what was that like to shoot? Was there a lot of kind of jokery going on? Was anybody pulling each other's legs because obviously you all know each other so well?
Yes, absolutely. There was definitely some goofing around in between takes. But when we really started to get into it, we sort of all would lock in as much as we could. That being said, Isabel Anaya, who plays Miranda, she and I just had the most fun on set together, so we couldn't help ourselves sometimes. Like when, at appropriate moments, we would just start goofing around again because I mean, she's hilarious. I love that girl. It was just a great time on set with everybody, honestly.
Oh, brilliant. That's great to hear. Oh, excuse me. My earbuds are just dropping out at inappropriate moments. Sorry about that.
I love your shirt also, I have to say it. It's great.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, who doesn't have time for SpongeBob in their life? You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. Sadly, I didn't have anything kind of Simmons related Otherwise, I'd have brought it in. But so
That one's
you've got
perfect.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
So what's next for you in terms of your own personal journey into acting?
That's the question, isn't it? I am just graduating from college this month, so I've been really focused on that lately. And then, I'll go out into the world. I actually might be doing another project with my dad soon. That's still in the works at the moment, but yeah, I'm just gonna kind of see where life takes me. I'm excited.
Great. So that kind of answered my next thing, really, which was about working with the family again. So you've got this sort of project maybe on the horizon with your dad. Um, how much fun has it been working together as a family? Is it something that you can see yourself doing again and again?
100%. It was so cool. I mean, we all get along like abnormally well. Like the four of us hang out all the time. And so it was a really cool change of pace getting to be professional with them because, for your whole life you grow up and most of your relationship with your family is like fun and games and, occasionally like I don't want to say discipline, not discipline, but like learning and stuff. But then once you become like a professional and you actually share the same industry, there's no other feeling like it. Like collaborating with your family. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to do it again soon, I hope.
Great. I mean, we look forward to seeing you again in some future projects. I know Howard and I were keen to watch you and the rest of the cast, and we thought that the movie turned out really well. So well done.
Thank you.
And unusually, I'm wrapped really at this end. I've got nothing else to ask, which is normally you're being prodded out. So thank you so much
Thank you.
for your time. Best of luck on the release of the film, and we'll look forward to maybe speaking to you again in the future about your next project.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much.
He's right behind me!
Why are you doing this?
Does it matter?
You're lucky I didn't shoot you.
Like this?